Hello guys and gals and my fellow VEDS-ies. Now, about a week ago, give or take a couple of days, I put out the call for any questions that any of you guys had for me, and that I would make a video about a week, maybe at the end of VEDS, that would answer them. And I am here to do that now. Now, I only have two questions. One was actually submitted on the Q&A intro video. Another one is a question from the Disney streaming service video that I felt like I could include. Question number one, and this is coming from the Disney streaming service video that I put out about a week ago, asking if I would also like to see, in addition to things like the Disneyland TV series, the Walt Disney Presents TV series, Wonderful World of Color, etc., if I would also want to see the 1950s Mickey Mouse Club on the streaming service as well. This person claims that they would like to see it since they liked the week one that they included on a Walt Disney Treasures set, which for those of you who don't know what that is, essentially, back in like the mid-2000s, Disney put out these Walt Disney Treasures DVD sets that were pretty much aimed at the collector market. They put pretty much all of the classic cartoons on them, and in addition to, they also put out things of Zorro and the Oswald cartoons. Basically, it's everything I would want out of a Disney streaming service. So would I want to see the 1950s Mickey Mouse Club on the streaming service as well? Honestly, yeah. I don't really see why they couldn't put it on there. Unless, of course, once again, there's a licensing issue. If they used, I guess, a copyrighted music, they would have to clear that up. But yeah, I don't really see any issues as to why they wouldn't put the Mickey Mouse Club on there, or really why they couldn't. Would I personally watch it? Probably not, but I know there probably are some people out there who would be interested in that sort of thing. And in addition, just put all of the Mickey Mouse Club series on there, not just the 1950s one, but also the one that they had when the Disney Channel launched in like the late 80s, early 90s. You could also put that one on there and have both eras satisfying both audiences. So again, would I personally watch it? Not really, but yeah, I have no problem with it being on there. And our final question for today comes to us on the Q&A video, asking, number one, what is my favorite Marvel superhero? Well, my favorite Marvel superhero, if you watched the last year's VEDS, I know I made a video on this, it is Tony Stark, i.e. Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr., at least in regards to the MCU. I don't read the Marvel comics, so whether or not my opinion would change based on reading the comics, I'm not entirely sure. But in terms of the MCU, my favorite Marvel superhero is Iron Man. Question number two, what is my favorite DC superhero? Well, to be perfectly frank, I don't really watch a lot of the DC movies, so you could call me opinionated or biased towards Marvel in that way, and I guess you'd kind of be right. But in terms of DC, I typically trend to go towards the Batman side of the equation. I love the Adam West Batman TV series. I love the Batman Arkham games. I love the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to say Batman would be my favorite DC superhero. And then finally, a what-if scenario. If I was to put those two against each other, who do I think would win? And this is actually kind of an interesting topic, because you technically have two superhero billionaires in Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark. However, if I had to say who would win, based on their appearances that I've seen, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I think with Tony Stark, you have the power in numbers as seen in Iron Man 3, where he pretty much sets all of his various Mark suits into battle. So I think Iron Man would probably have the numbers over Batman, because he's just one, if we're not counting Robin or Nightwing or Batgirl. And then on the Batman side of the equation, I mean, it's Batman. He probably has a utility belt with anything he could ever want out of there. So it's possible he would have an unlimited supply of explosives to try and deal with the Iron Man suits. However, if I had to go realistically, I'm gonna say Iron Man wins that fight against Batman. So thank you everyone who submitted a question, and until tomorrow, guys, gals, and my fellow VEDS-ies, I will see you tomorrow.